Thank you for reminding. I
No, no,
plunged right
this
into
will
it.
be, you are taking too much efforts of 2 hours you'll be taking. And so suppose you want to revise something, So instead
Correct.
of asking you again and again, if you go through the recording, it will help all of us. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Professor Kripanan. Now, I'll just show you how to get into the Toastmasters logo. So you can just go to Google and type Toastmaster logos. Okay, not robot. Okay, now moving on. Don't take it from the images. Never take it from the images because it can be an outdated one or it will not be up to the specific quality that Toastmasters requires. Always go to this Toastmasters resources brand portal. Okay, always go to this link and then you can find all logos, word marks, everything. So if I download this, let's suppose the logo color, you can always save this image to your computer. Now, since I have everything saved, I'll just show you what are the resources that you can pick from here. Logos from the yes. Is this folder option visible to everyone?
Yes, it is.
Okay, great.
It is visible,
So,
yeah.
yeah, so this is the logo that I was talking about. Then you can also get the social media cover for Facebook and everything. So what the instructions are written, enable editing, click your cover title to slide, file, then save as, and save this as a JPG, save background, right? If you save this, let's say I'll save it to desktop, picture one, and I'll show it to you. So picture one is this. Picture one. So you can upload it directly to Facebook or LinkedIn to make it a profile picture or a background picture or anything. Okay, you can also upload it to Canva. I'll be showing that to you in a while. But this is how you can get resources from TI for the benefit of designing. Right. Moving on. Okay.
Yeah.
Just a second. My PC is freezing. Just give me a second. My PC is freezing, so I just. Just give me a second. Something is malfunctioning. Figure out what. Okay, let me start screen sharing. Great. So now coming back to Canva. I think, you can, as I was saying, you can download the logos or the word mark. If I show you the word mark, then this is the word mark. Is my screen visible to everyone?
Yes, it is.
Okay, great.
Yes, it is visible.
Okay, great. So word mark, or you need the pathway badges, as you must be knowing. For all the pathways, you have different badges. So that I'll show you. So for all the pathways, you've got badges which you can download from the TI website, and you can upload it to Canva when you want to release a member achievement poster. Right. Now, after I've shown you all the resources that is available on the TI website, now we'll move on to creating a poster on Canva. Correct. Now, I've shown you this. The pathway badges also I've kept here. There are pathway levels, like for completion. Okay. For pathway level completion, let's say for level 1, you can use these badges, level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, and level 5. Right. These are also available on the TI website. Now, we shall move on to creating a poster. So most of us would be using either a Facebook poster or an Instagram poster. So let me be very clear. If you create an Instagram poster like this on Canva, 1080 into 1080 pixels, right? This is the dimension of the poster that you'll be creating. And if you want to put it in Facebook, some or the other content will get cut. Right. So that also we'll be dealing with in a while. First, let us start with an Instagram post. Okay. So I'll go and click on Instagram post, or else what you can do is you can always search for Instagram post here. Whatever you want to create, you want to create an Instagram poster, or you want to create a story, Instagram story, or a YouTube channel art you want to create, everything, there are pre-made templates in designs. You can also get a blank design, or you can get a template, right? So we'll begin with an Instagram post.
Priyanka, we can do it online. Na? We don't need to download this Canva software.
No, you can do it online.
Right.
That is a drawback of Canva. That is why I've also opened a presentation so that I can show you guys. If you do not have an internet connection, you can always use PowerPoint. That is your fail safe. As a PR, you are protected from all eventualities.
So means in PowerPoint also we can design, but means there might be a Canva software or something, huh? Or there isn't.
I think for iOS you have the software. For Windows, you do not have a software as of now. You can also download in your phone, Canva in your phone or iPad or whatever. If you have if you have an Android phone, you can download Canva and you can use it to design on your phone.
Okay.
Very wrong timing of my laptop going.
Priyanka, Canva, this is a free subscription. Na? I mean, there is no paid
Yes, yes.
subscription to it.
Yes,
It's
yes, I have
absolutely
a
free,
free
na?
one. Yes, yes, I have a free one. Okay. Let us do one thing. Let us start here. When you open an Instagram post, the first page that will appear is this. Okay. So let me close all this. The first page that will appear is this. So the color that you can use here is, see, the code that I showed you before, this 004165. Okay, so that you can use the as the background. If you want to change the background color, you go onto this icon. Okay, you type here 004164. I think, yeah. So this is the color. You change it, right? Similarly, if you want to make it maroon, so what you do is you go and type this color 772432. Right? So I think the change of colors is clear to everyone. For now, for the benefit of all, I'll keep it clean. I'll keep it white. Right? See, when I've kept it white, when there is no color, the color selection of this page has become to no selection, as if there is no color on this page, right? Now to create content, the basic things that you require are shapes, right? A line or a circle or a triangle. So for shapes, you'll go to elements. Any pre-made shape or any frame that you require, you'll go to elements. And you can search. If you want a circle, you can always search a circle. And this, you can put it over here. Now, this is not a brand guideline color. So you go here, and once you've searched your blue color, you can always, it'll appear in the document colors, and you can put it there by selecting, right? Now, I'll show you, see, now this page has an element, a circle, right? Now, what are the options? Does anyone want to ask any questions?
No, no, no.
Okay, good. So what you can do is, if you look at this bar, these are the various options that are available to you to alter this element that you're using, right?
Okay, okay.
So when it comes to transparency, as I told you before, you can either keep it 100 transparent or you can keep it 70. Nothing else is allowed. Okay. For now, I'll keep it 100. Now I want to show you something. If you want to, this is a circle, I'll show with an arrow, let's suppose. Like this is an arrow. So if I want to change, these dots are the ones which show you which point to put your cursor on and pull, right? And this one swirling icon that appears, if you take your mouse near this icon, it will click on it, and then as you move it, the arrow will rotate. So for example, I want to make the arrow pointing upwards, so I make it a perfect -90.
Yes, yes, got it.
Yes. Okay, so this has been done. Now remove the arrow. I wanted to show that. Now, if I want to, like, I can move this object, right? I can move this object to the corner so that only a part of it appears. I can put it on the sides. to create a new design element, right? You can also use it creatively like this. Now, when you look at this taskbar, you can see this one, right? This is a duplicate sign. So when this object has been selected and you click on duplicate sign, it duplicates the object and you have another one.
Oh,
Okay. Now, let's suppose this object has no color. Okay. And now I want to make this circle as the same color as this one. So I create this, I click on this circle, I click on this copy style, right? I click on copy style, I click on this. So it copies the same color.
okay,
Correct?
got it.
Now for demonstrating how to use position, I will see, instead of using duplicate, you can also use Control C and Control V. Or what you can do is right click on this object, click on copy, and then again, you can go anywhere in the document and click on paste. It can also happen into document. Let's suppose I have many Canva projects open right now. So I can go to any of the Canva projects and click on paste if I've copied it from here. So it will paste the object there also. Now let us change the color of each one. Let us make it all according to brand guidelines, but different colors, right? Now I want to write, what are the events that are going to happen? Prepared speeches, and then table topics, and then evaluation. So what I want to use these circles as bullet points. So what I'll do is I'll select all of them. They're all the same size right now. If I put my cursor here and decrease it, all of them will be decreased at once,
Okay,
right?
right.
Now I want to make them in one alignment. So I'll go to position. I'll align elements to the left.
Okay.
Okay. So they have all been aligned to one line, right? The leftmost element in your selection will be used as the benchmark. Now you select all these elements. Now I'm seeing that the blue and white are spaced more and the gray and the red are spaced less, right? Again, go to position and space evenly vertically.
Okay.
Now you see they're all spaced evenly,
Yes, 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 yes,
right?
yes. Right.
Now, if you want to, I can select them all using the shift key. I'm pressing, keeping the shift key pressed, and I am selecting all the elements. That is how they are being selected all together. Another way of doing this is you can take the cursor, keep your left click pressed,
Okay.
and select all the three elements.
Uh-huh.
This will also select,
Okay.
right? So now what you can do is you want all the three bullets to move together. So you group them. Now they become one element and they'll move together,
Okay.
right? So now you see they are now grouped. Now I'll decrease the sizes further and I can put it here.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
Now let's suppose that I'm using this image. Now you see there are two colors here. Obviously you have to use brand guidelines. So I'll keep one white and this one as red. Okay. I want to keep it like this. Let's say. Right. Now what happens is, since this element has been placed on top, the three dots that I had made are not visible to me, right? What I want is, I want this element, the three triangles, to go in the background. So what I'll do is, I'll select the three triangles, I'll go to position and click on backward,
Okay. Okay.
right?
Right.
Now what I can do is, since these have gone to the background and this is on top, I can move it anywhere like this. I can place it like this. and then place my 3 dots. I'm just showing an example so that you know
Yes,
the
yes,
nitty-gritties of
yes,
background.
Yes, yes, I'm.
Now let's suppose that I had made the triangle first. Now I'm making the dots. Let us ungroup it and scatter it a little bit. Now what I want to do is I want to group the 3 dots, put it align and group the 3 dots. Now if I want to select it all, along with the 3 dots, the triangles are also being selected, right?
Yes.
So what I want to do is I've selected all of the elements. Now I press the shift key, click on the triangle element so that it is unselected. Now remove the shift key selection and the mouse, you can see only the 3 elements are selected, right? So what you can do is now you again click on position, align it to the left. So basically the blue and the gray dots were in the same horizontal meridian. So that is why they have been put in the same place. What you can do is you can just shift it and then again select all the 3 elements. I did this by keeping the shift key pressed and selecting both the elements, right? Now I can position it space evenly vertically and group all the 3. Am I making sense?
Yes, yes, yes.
Right?
Right.
Now what I want to do is I want to create this. For example, I'll show you. I want to create this matrix M, the grid, as you can see in the background, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I want to create this.
Okay.
So what I'll do is I'll copy this, press Control C and Control V. So it has copied the entire element again. Now I move it here, right? Again, I Control C, Control V, I move it here. Now they are not equally placed. Now what I do is I select all the 3, pressing the shift key and clicking on all the 3 elements, and then position them space evenly horizontally.
Okay.
Right? Now, since all the 3 of them have been selected, I can do this, and you can see that since it is aligned in the middle, that pink line is showing.
Yes.
According to the
yes, yes,
main page, right?
yes.
So this is how you do it. If you want to place a ruler here for the purpose of precision, you go to File and press on Show Rulers.
Okay.
So you see you have rulers here, right? Now you can.
Correct.
So if you have multiple posters that you want to make for a specific event and you want the guidelines to be followed, for example, you want specific elements to be placed in all the posters in the same way. So what you can do is either you have created this and you place duplicate, you click on duplicate page. So multiple posters like that will be created. Or if you're creating from scratch, then what you can do is you can have guidelines. For example, I'm placing this guideline at 100, 108, let's say, okay. I'm placing this at a 442 and I'm placing this here at 765. So all the 3 have to be according to the guideline. You can use this also, right? To remove this again, click on it and drag it outside your window. Right? So this vanishes. Okay. Now next is I have shown you align and move. Yes. Now what I want to do is I want to lock these things. If I want to move this, I'll move this. But I want that these elements should remain at the place that they are in. So what I'll do is I'll click with my shift key pressed on all the 3 elements and I will click on lock. So no matter how much I try to move it now, it will not move.
Okay.
This is so that if you have overlapping elements and you're facing difficulty in editing one of those or moving it and the other element is moving around, so you can lock it and go to the other element and move it.
Okay.
right?
Right. Right.
Now,
Got it.
since as VPPRs, the most important thing is that we struggle with creativity, right? So
Yes, yes, yes,
I'll tell you, yeah, I want to show you how to use clip arts in a way which does not flout the brand guidelines and still looks creative and minimizes your task.
Okay, okay, please.
So here, the three buttons that you have, this is to delete a page. This is duplicate a page. For example, this page I have, this will duplicate the page. And this is to add a new page. It will add a complete white canvas,
Okay.
completely white canvas with no design elements, completely new to begin with, right? Now, what you can do is, for example, I want to, you found any graphics, let's say this one, right? You can see that this graphic has two colors you can play with,
Okay.
right? So this graphics, if you can see, it does not have a gradient. It has confetti like dark pink and a background of another color, right? No gradient. So you can change the color to the solo colors that we had. For example, this color can be the yellow one,
Okay.
right? This is a clip art, obviously, on Canva. But when you will download this PNG, it will look as if it is a combination of circles with confetti of yellow, and it is now according to the brand guidelines. There is nothing wrong with this, right? So you can obviously use this always. Now, what else is there? I think I have shown you this. Now, if you like this one and you want to use more elements of these kind from Canva, what you can do is go to this info, right? Click here and see that
Okay.
there are a lot of tag words here, right? Circles, circles, pattern. So you click on anything, pattern you click, okay? You'll see there will be elements
Okay.
which are similar to this pattern. Now you can go and check if these colors can be changed. Now in this element, as you can see, the new element that I've selected, as you can see, it is all gradient, right? It is not color on color overlap, it is gradient.
Right.
So when it comes to changing colors on this one, you have to make sure that you pick up the gradient colors that we had, right?
Okay.
So you go to this 77, I'm not sure if this is the right one. Let me do with the gray one, gray gradient, because I'm not able to recall the color codes for the maroon one. So pick up light gray, F5, F5, F5. Again, make this one. And then you put this. So this is again according to brand guidelines, because all of this is linear gradient with it is a striped lines. Although Canva has put it together and presenting it to you as clip art, when you download the poster as a PNG, it will look as if you've put a crisscross of lines, keeping in mind the brand guidelines of linear gradient,
Okay.
right? So this is regarding your a little bit experimentation with your creativity. Now what we can do is we can move on to your fonts. So whenever you have a new page, move a little bit, yes. Whenever you have a new page, what you can do is click on T. When you click on T, a text box will appear. This is a way of putting in the text box. Other way that you can do is go to the left hand side bar, go to text, click on text, and then you can do add a heading, add a subheading. This you can do, right?
Okay.
The easiest way is to click on T and have a text box on your Canvas worksheet. Now go to, now the bar that you're seeing, this is because you've selected the font object. So all the options available for you to play with fonts are becoming available now, right?
Okay, okay.
Now you go to this drop down. As soon as you click on the drop down, the show, if it is Montserrat or Open Sans or Source Sans, so you can click on any of these. Let's say we'll click on Montserrat Classic
Okay.
for now, okay? So that font has been selected. You change the size however you want to. You can play colors. For example, if you have a dark background, let's say I've come to the entire page, so I can change the background color. Now the font is not visible. The brand guidelines specifically state that the contrast should be good. So you go to text color, you change it to white, right? As soon as you click on the text, this bar will appear for changing the settings for the text, right? You can change it to yellow. So always remember that on a blue background or a red background, these colors will be visible, yellow and white.
Okay.
So make sure to always put a good contrast so that it is visible to the people who are reading. Right now you can bold it. Now the best part about playing with fonts is so that all the fonts do not look the same. I'm copying this and pasting this. Let's suppose I want to create a cascading effect with fonts. What I'll do is I've pasted it and they're all the same length. Or if they're not, let's say I am typing. So now what I can do is I can put it here and I can play with this letter spacing. You can increase it. See, matrix, the spacing between the letters becomes a little more so that it fits into a specific space. Let's say I'll change it to 100 so that you can see the effect. Can you see the matrix expanding?
Yeah. I can.
I'll show it to you again. This is the effect. So you can play around like this with texts. This is your help. And if you want to, let's suppose I want to write, timing. Time is 5 to 7 p.m. And I don't have as much space, so time will come below this one. And then again, I want to write, venue. I want to write Karnavati. Okay. Karnavati. Now I've put it here. So they are all equally spaced. Right? What we can do is you can change the line spacing here also. So the default line spacing will always be 1.4. You can decrease it to 1.1, let's say. So they move in closer and they give the illusion that they are of one placeholder. Simply venue can also be done like that.
Okay, yes.
So you'll be able to fit in things and they will appear as if they are different things. Like time will appear separate from venue without drawing a line and taking less space. Right?
Yes.
That you can do. Now next is, let's suppose all of this was white. And I want to write down. You want it depending on the event that you're conducting. You'll want to create a poster, either highlighting the name of your club. If it is a normal event, normal weekly event, then you create a poster highlighting the name of your club. If you're having an event which is a special event, let's say an international joint meeting, and you want to highlight that. So what you do is, that's it. So what you can do is Heritage City Toastmasters Club. I want to highlight this, so I'll go into effects, right? Go into effects. Now there are different effects. Okay, I can click on shadow, so it will create a shadow behind. You can create offset how much you want. This you can create how much offset you want, or you can reduce it. Direction you want, downwards or upwards. See, upwards.
Okay.
So this is how it changes. You can also click how much blur you want. If you want a full blur, like this kind, not a specific gradiented blur, but a completely blurred image, it will just look like it's a shadow in water. So that kind of blur you want, you create on blur and you change the settings, right?
Okay.
You can also go for a color change in the shadow. So you can create a shadow of a brand guideline color other than white. Let's say I'll have a yellow shadow.
Oh, wow.
Yes,
Okay.
you can do this, right? Now, if I don't want, I was just experimenting, I don't want this style. So you can go to none. Now, the easiest of all effects is to lift. What it does is it feels like it has been embedded into the canvas. You can increase the intensity and it looks like it has been embedded in the canvas. So it highlights. For example, if I bring this here, you'll see the difference. It is all white text, just the effect has been changed. So it is a subtle design technique to highlight certain text and not highlight the other.
Yes.
Right.
Got it.
Now, you must be remembering in Word what we do is we have a background. We have a specific background with different text color. So this is how you can do that. You can put a yellow background. Okay, I changed the text color actually. So what you do is you click on this. You want to change the background color. Go to Effects, go to Background, and you change the color from here. Let's say I want to have white. This gets changed. Right now you want to have let's say you're having a celebration, a milestone meeting celebration, and you want to create something, an element which shows blasting of confetti. So you go to elements, you search confetti here. So these are some designs that have come. So if I click on this, I can see that it is an image.
Wow. Wow.
So you can put this, but I'm not sure if the yellow color is of our brand guideline. So this might cause you some trouble. So you might want to select one where you can change the color. Let's say this one.
Okay.
So what you can do is you go and change the color, all the colors to yellow. Or let's say white, white and yellow. So what you can do is, now I am copying this. I've duplicated it. Right? Again, duplicate it and shift it here. Now I want to group all these, okay? I'm pressing the shift key, holding all the images together and grouping it.
Okay.
Right? So this will always move as one element now. Right?
Yes.
Now what you can do is again, because now this has become one element, again duplicate it and move it to the photo holder also.
Okay.
Done. Now you can lock it so that it remains there. Now let's suppose you want to write. Now if I want to move this, it will not move because this has been locked now.
Okay.
That is why all the options here that were supposed to appear for the element has vanished. It has been logged. All the settings that you use, the color, the place, the grouping, everything, every setting has been logged. Right? Now you want to put the name of your VP membership in the foot holder, I suppose. So I'm just using this text box, or I can include another text box by simply pressing on T. Now you can call Toastmaster. Yeah. I just pressed Shift plus Enter, or you can also place Enter. It will go to the next line. You can type a number.
Okay.
Okay. Now what you can do is place it here. Now you can see that it is not visible properly, right? The number is not visible.
Right. Yeah, not visible. It is
Yes.
overlapping.
Yes. Now you can go to background, select white, or let's say blue. Okay, blue because it coincides with the background. So now you have a text box with a background blue, and it protects it from being blurred by the confetti, right?
Okay.
You can also do this if you want to. Let's say I'll change the text black, and then I'll go to effects, I'll go to background, and I'll change the color. Let's say white. Okay. And then I will, once I've changed the color, I can change the transparency. Right? So it will be 70. You remember, right? Any color you have, any brand color you have, you can change it to 70.
70 or 100.
70 or 100, yes. Whatever suits you.
Yes.
I'm just showing this as an example. Right.
Okay.
So you can do this. Now, another shape that you can do is, you can also curve the text. Let's suppose I don't enter it like this, I enter it like a single line. And I want to curve it like this.
Okay.
So if I want to curve, again, I'll show it to you properly. See, I'll click on this, I'll go to effects, click on curve, and change the curve line. So plus, and you can then go to minus,
Yes.
right? However you want to curve, you can do this.
Okay.
A piece of advice here, what I've learned from experience is that if you've placed a photo here, I'll teach you how to place a photo also. For now, let us have a circle. Okay. This is how you decrease the size. Now you've placed the photo here. Okay. Now you want the text to go like this. Let's have a bigger circle because we have bigger text.
Okay.
So now I've selected the text. Now I will go to curve, and then now I will change the. So after you've placed the circle,
Okay. Okay.
you can have this kind of, where it is aligned with the circle above. You see the bottommost point of the curvature of your text is coinciding with the bottommost point of the circle. So this gives a symmetry, which is a good element to have in your posters,
Yes. Yes. Yes.
right? Now coming to your how to put a photo. Let's do this. You have this. Now you go to elements, search for frames.
Okay.
Go to frames. Now you'll see that all the pictures inside these frames are same. So this shows that this is a frame in which you can put a picture if you have a picture, right? So let's suppose I'm selecting this frame. Okay. I'll resize it, and then I'll include a picture in this. Now for pictures, that have been taken in the Toastmasters environment. You put your pictures and uploads.
Okay.
So let's say we have this picture. We have this picture, right? Now, when you drag this picture over, see, now it shows that it has been put inside the frame. Now you can, what I did is it fit inside the frame. Now I have double clicked on the frame so that I am having a placeholder on the picture. Now I can shift the photo like this or like this, right? Depending on how I want the photo to be seen. Now, if I only want that this person should be in focus, so I'll expand the photo and then I'll shift it. So only this person is in focus now,
Okay. Okay.
right? This is how you use frames. I think you can put it here and lock it. Now I'll also teach you how to make gradients.
Okay.
Let us have a new page now. Remove the background from here. So anytime you want to remove a background from a page, go and type 6 Fs and select the color that comes. You'll remove the background. It's complete. Now you go to elements. You search for gradient here.
Okay.
Now when you search for gradient, there are several elements that will appear. Let's say I select this one. Now, when I select this one, I see that these are not in line with the brand guidelines and I do
Brand
not have an option to change the color. There is no color change option. So I'll delete this. I'll go ahead and I'll select something that has the option of changing the color. For example, this one has the option of changing the color. So what I'll do is, there are 2 colors. So I'll go and I'll select blue one. Now see, if you look at this, this is not in line with the brand guideline gradient,
Correct.
right? The brand guideline gradient is this one, according to blue. It should look like this. Right? So what I'll do is, I'll go and check any other gradient. Let's see. Let me delete this one. Let's say I can pick this gradient itself. This I have picked. I have copied it. I have pasted it here. Now what I can do is, I just rotate it. Here. This is how you, create a gradient background. Now what you can do is, you can lock it so that it does not move anymore.
Okay.
Right? Now you can have your text and everything. I can shift. You can shift this element. Okay, this has been locked, so I need to unlock it. Now I'm going to shift this element from the previous poster to here. Now you can put in the rest of the details and then you're good to go. Now coming to the photos, I have shown you how to create a gradient background. I have shown you how to put a picture.
Yes.
Now having pictures here, all you need to do is, you've got a picture. Let's say I want to put this engaging humor pathway in the poster. So what I'll do is just minimize this and I'll drag it from here, engaging humor, and drop it here. That's it. Now it will get uploaded. This has been,
Can you,
this,
excuse me,
yes,
Priyanka, can you show me it again just now what you did?
yes, I'll show you this one. See, I have saved this.
Yes, it is saved images. Yeah.
Yes, right. Now I will just minimize it,
Okay.
right? So that the Canva background is there and this is open uploads. Even if this is not open, it will not matter. What you can do is just click on the picture that you want in your poster. Okay. Keep it clicked and drag your mouse and put it here. Just drop and drag.
Okay.
That's it. So it will upload.
Correct.
And then you can
Got it.
use it in your poster.
It's very easy and it is saving lot of time also.
Yes, yes.
It is saving lot of time. Very good.
Okay. So this will help you do this. Put any photo here. Now, if I want, I can also put this photo inside this one.
Okay. Right.
Any frames that you want to use, there are a lot of frames. For example, you must have, I'll just look in this page and I'll show you. You can also have number frames. There are a lot of frames. There's a lot of scope for creativity here. For example, you want to put it in your newsletter, so you can use this frame. A lot of achievers, you can put it in here. Or let's say, see, these are the frames I'm talking about. So what you can do is also change the color. Okay, if you don't want to put a picture inside this, for example, if you, I'll just show you just 1 second. So you select the G, go to color and change the color. That's it.
Okay.
Right?
Got
If
it.
you want to create a shadow, you can copy the element okay, and have a copy, change the color, let's say black, okay, and position backward.
Okay.
So you can see that both these elements combined together are giving a shadow effect.
Shadow effect, yes.
Right? Now you can group both of these. Group this G with this one, group it, and then you can shift it together so that the shadow is not altered. Right? Now, another thing is that let's suppose if I don't want this picture, I put it here by mistake. So what I'll do is I'll right click on it and I'll click on detach image. Or I want to make this image background. So set image as background. So I'll remove this. I'll remove it. So you can see the background is that.
Yes.
Now, what I can do is also, put this gradient blue background to back. But there is no, like it is the furthest back that it can go. So that is why this position is not being highlighted, right? It's like that. Now, what else? Now, that brings us, if you want the logo also, you can do that with the logo. I hope that is clear. For example, I have frames open. Now I want to put the Toastmasters logo in here. So I'll go and just drop it here. It will automatically go. I don't need to open the uploads every time I want to upload something. Okay. So for people who are new to the brand guidelines, you need to know that with the logo, you cannot change the dimensions. You cannot do this.
Yes.
Okay. You have to change it proportionately. So you always have to drag it like this. Let me show it on a new page. For example, I put it here. So I cannot, drag it like this. This changes the proportion. It is not looking good. It is getting altered. So what you can do is always with the logo, you want to make it small, you do it from a corner. You want to make it big, you do it from a corner. Never put any design element which hides half of the logo. That is not
Okay.
allowed in Toastmasters International. For example, if I have a text box, or let's say I want to put this element.
Hmm.
So I cannot put this like this. This is not allowed.
Okay.
You can definitely put it like this. For example, this is the background and you can put the logo like this. There is no issue, but you cannot display half of the logo.
This way you can
Another,
put it half on the color and half on
yes,
the white side.
yes, this is allowed.
Okay.
And if like as far as I know, it is allowed. But if you happen to know otherwise, do also let me know. Right
Yes.
now, now the next is you have to always make sure that the distance from this point to this point, this width has to be maintained on top and on bottom as clear space with the logo. That is also part of the brand guideline. So when you make the logo short, you put it here, don't put it on the edge. You put it here, and this will give you a good idea that the clear space is observed. Now you can make it small according to what you want.
Okay. Got it.
Next is, okay, let me see. Any element that you take, for example, this design element I've taken, I'll unlock it. You can always flip it. I can always flip this. For example, this element I've taken, I can flip it horizontal or vertical, depending on how you want to showcase, right? If there is any text hiding or anything, you want to use the design component in a different way, you can always do this. I don't think there is anything left. I think it has been a fairly
Yes.
monologue.
Most
I
most
hope,
of the things.
is everything clear to everyone? Are there any questions? Does anyone want to share some screen and, if they have any doubts, we can do that. I think all I had to deliver, I have delivered. So that's that. Does anyone have any questions or anything?
Priyanka, thanks for taking us through it. The only thing is that when you ask for questions, until and unless we practice, I don't think we will have any questions.
I get your point. I get your point. So what we can do is, if you have any questions, you can always call me and then I'll help you with it.
Sure.
Arey, how wonderful it is.
No
So
issue.
nice of you.
Okay, I think one thing I forgot, I wanted to tell you all that, if you are posting on Instagram and then you want to post it on Facebook, so that part I'll just show in a second. Okay, let's suppose I have created this poster. Okay, let's suppose I've created this poster. Let me drag a few elements. Now what I can do is I can select the entire poster and all its elements.
Mhm.
Selected it, copy,
Mhm.
and then I can go to another, let's say, let's say I want to paste it on an A4 document. I want to make a flyer. I can, it's a new canvas. Now I can paste it here.
Mhm.
Not all, not all elements have been selected. I want to select ones more. Copy. So all have been copied. Now I can paste it over here.
Okay.
Right. Now what I can do is I can just do it, put the places which helps make it a well proportioned flyer, and then not much effort required for changing the dimensions for different sites.
Okay.
So this is how you can do.
Okay.
Okay, right. I hope this is clear. Let's just see a backup of Canva, because somebody does not have their Canva account right now. We will have trouble.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So I'll just take a blank presentation. Now, what I can do is, okay, so go to design, because this is not a design specification of Instagram post. So go to design, go to slide size, custom slide size, and make the width and height similar. Okay. Whatever it is, 33.867, just make it like that. Okay. Letters, because there is no existing content, so they will not need to fit. So anyone you can select, ensure fit. You can see it has now become a square, right?
Okay.
Now what you can do is, when you want to put the background, go to format background. So one thing you can do is solid fill. The three colors that you have, go to more colors,
Yeah.
to custom, and write the code here. Okay. 004165. Okay. Otherwise, what you can do is,
Got it.
if you want to create a gradient fill, as we have done, let me do. See, these are the gradient stops. Okay, so this is basically the two colors between which they will create a gradient. Okay, so I have selected the first gradient stop, then I go to color, and I will go and put the first color, 4165. Okay, and then I'll go to the second gradient stop, and then again I will do more colors and put here 6094. It was already put, so that is why I'll show you with the gray one. Okay, first gradient stop, I put the color as, I want to create the gray gradient, so it will be F5 F5 F5. Okay, and the second gradient, I'll select the second gradient stop, go to more colors, and the color code is A9B2B1. I think this is the color. Yes. So this is your gray gradient. Right?
Yes.
Now you want to change the direction. For example, you want to make it linear left, or you want to make it like this, or you want to change the corner, or you want to make it like, you can change the alignment of the gradient, right? With this.
Okay.
And you can then now select, you can make the font Montserrat. We have it. Let's see Montserrat, what happened? Yeah, I think this is it. It's a light. We can write heritage city Toastmasters. And then what you can do is, you can copy the logo and everything here. That part I hope is clear.
Yes, that is clear. That part is clear.
That is clear. No? Let's कर लेते हैं. Uh, Copy, and then paste. Has come. Again, you have to stick to the brand guidelines, leave space on either like on the top and on the left. Then bring this one here, put your pictures and everything, put all your details, and save this slide. There'll be an option to save this slide as an image.
Okay.
Save as, let's say, just, okay. Instead of PPTX, select PNG. Okay.
PH.
Which slides do you want? Just this one. If you have one slide and one poster, just this one. And that will save the poster, right? I think that completes all that I had to show. And if any questions you have, any follow-up questions you have right now, or if you need any help later, I can help also.
Yeah. You completed poster. You completed Instagram also, right?
Yes,
Also
yes.
you completed. Now
Yes, yes.
suppose you want to post on Facebook, social media.
Yes.
Suppose if you want to do the some image or some invite you want to give on Facebook, then is it the same process? The dimensions and everything is same, either for Insta or for poster, or there is a separate frame.
You can select a separate frame. Okay, let me show that. Just a second. Okay. So what you can do is you can go here. Let's suppose you want to create a invite, printed invite. Okay.
Printed invite for Facebook.
For Facebook or matlab printed invite is you want to print
Okay,
cards.
sorry, everything. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yes, yes,
So what
yes,
you can
yes.
do is you go to the poster that you've created right now. Okay. Let's suppose this is the poster.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, this
You
Facebook page we
go,
want to post on Facebook. Yeah.
yes, you you want to select all of it.
Okay.
Okay. Copy, and then go to this blank, the thing, and click on paste. Right. Now what you can do is shift all the elements so that they are well proportioned, and then send it for printing. I think the background was logged or something. It didn't get selected. So I'll just copy and paste. Right. Now what you can do is completely expand it and to back. Is it clear?
Clear. Yes.
Any other questions
That
that?
no. This was only have. I was having these two problems only. That means how to make it on PPT. So what PPT we
Hmm.
have saved as a JPG, right?
Yes, JPG or PNG, however you can save. For example, this one also you can download, right? I hope everyone know this. You can download it in PDF print, or you can download it in PNG or JPG. Okay.
Okay.
This
Okay.
is how you do this is go to share, top right corner, click on share, go to download,
Download.
then click on PNG,
Okay.
and actually there is only one page, so that is why you're not giving page settings. Otherwise, for example, if I go to this one, so we have basically 21 pages right now. So if you want to download page number 21 as a poster, right? What you can do is share and then download, select PNG, select the page number. Okay. If you select all pages, it will download as a zip file. So you have to open the zip file and then sort out the pictures. If you want to download only one page, what you can do is you can just deselect all and go to the page you want to download. For example, in our case, it will be page 21. So
Okay.
done. Okay. And then you can download.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Got it. Clear. Everything is clear.
Great then. Anyone else having any questions?
Yes. Now you can ask from. I think that everybody knows. I'm only the person who is a newcomer was not knowing anything, so that's why I was troubling you more. But all
No,
attendees-
there are no
all-
troubles. I completely
all
enjoyed.
all attendees are, I think, that very expert, so they know everything. So that's why they are not having any question.
I don't think there's anyone who is here an expert, but this was a very helpful session. Thank you so very much. Part of it was kind of reinforcing whatever you knew, and part of it was like knowing new stuff. Thank you so very much, Priyanka.
Thank you
Thank you so much,
much.
Priyanka.
Thank you so much,
Uh,
Priyanka.
How do we get in touch for the Zoom recording?
I'll post, you can call me on my, like you can send me a message on my cell.
Okay.
I think, okay, I'll just put my number here.
Right.
I'll send the recording to everyone. In an
Oh,
hour or
okay.
so, I'll send the recording on the VPPR and all the other
Okay,
groups
great. Yeah,
so that you can access it anytime you want.
blended. You have no idea how insanely helpful this session has been.
Thank
Thank
you
you
so
so
much.
very much.
Thank you so much.
And 23, I'm having my first, you can say this one poster I'll be creating. That is dedicated to you. First, I will send it to you, and then I will send it to my ex-colleague.
Wow, amazing.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
This is what
Amazing.
This is what I can do for you, because you did a great job today. You know, great
Yeah.
job.
Thank you so much. I am very grateful that everyone joined and we had a great time. I think, we kept interacting and I felt like it was not a monologue. Otherwise, it would have been like a rehearsal of speeches.
No,
So,
so I wanted to know everything, so that's why I have troubled you more on behalf of
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah.
no troubles. It was very enjoyable, I think.
So nice of
Okay.
you, and thank you very much. And first important thing is that I got shocked when you taken this initiative and you posted this, that I'm going to conduct this one. And this was actually, it is just like that. Amazing gift, you know. I was waiting from morning that I want to learn this, I want to learn this, and then I have seen your post, and so I got thrived with that. So thank you, Priyanka.
Thank you so much. Thank you so
God
much.
bless. God
I
bless.
had a
Thank you.
great time.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we can adjourn this meeting and I'll be
Yes.
sending your YouTube link, for
Yes,
the
yes,
meeting
yes.
that you can refer
Thank
and
you
you
so
can
much. Thank
also
you.
contact me. Okay.
Yes. Thank you.
Bye.
Yeah,
guys.
bye-bye.
Take
Bye.
care.
Bye.
Enjoy
Bye.
the day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye, Priyanka. Thank you very much.
Bye, Shubham. Bye.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Bye.
Bye.